Can a 40-year-old increase hormonal output through training?
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody can. It's more of an acute response though. So the hormonal output that comes from training comes from the type of lift that somebody performs. So hormones act like people where they're very social. And if they act alone, they're not so much fun. So lifts like deadlifts and squats and bench press, things that require a lot of muscle, also known as compound lifts, those are going to yield the biggest testosterone release. That comes also in conjunction with cortisol and epinephrine and IGF-1 and stuff like that. The exercises that are more like single joint, like bicep curls and tricep stuff and a little bit more higher rep, that has more growth hormone that yields more of a pump and also cortisol and adrenaline. But the thing is, it doesn't last the rest of your life. So if only it did, then we'd all be in a great position and none of us would need HRT. However, the more that we make these hormones get released through this anabolic signaling, then the healthier the muscle tissue, the more that we build muscle, and then the more our body's like, oh, I like hormones, I'm going to make this a healthier hormonal environment. But that's not to say we can't utilize hormone replacement in conjunction with it. But if you actually look at studies, like, yes, you can get an acute hormone release, but it's not necessarily going to last. And a lot of people will say, well, you don't want to elevate cortisol, and you do want to elevate cortisol when you're training, but we want it to come down after training. And that's why elevating cortisol with all these other hormones makes it very potent. It's like a soup that burns fat and, you know, maintains muscle. But then afterwards, we want everything to, or we want cortisol to come down. So that's kind of like what you can do lifting wise. So you're not going to get that massive of a testosterone release if you're doing like circuit style stuff or single joint work. You have to do like those heavy, grindy, sucky sets.
Yeah.
And now go and watch this video to learn more about training on TRT.